What is nervous system dysregulation in dogs? Oh my God, I love this question. Okay, so nervous system dysregulation in dogs, very similar to the rest of us mammals. Mammals have very similar nervous systems to one another. That being said, to simplify this and put it into 3 minutes, I'm going to really oversimplify brains and the nervous system, so stay with me here. All right, so the Academy of Pet Creators has this cool stressimeter, and I love using this as a visual. Let's focus on the colors. All right, so picture, if you will, the brain functioning in 2 parts. Up here, we've got the thinking brain, the prefrontal cortex, and back here, we've got the limbic system in the midbrain. Prefrontal cortex is all about long-term survival, learning, details, being thoughtful, curious, pro-social. Someone in their learning brain is processing information efficiently. They're able to remember it later. They're able to process it, remember it later appropriately. Learning takes place here. This is also what we're going to qualify as good stress, the amount of stress that you need to do things and learn and be active, but not so much stress that it inhibits your ability to learn and to be thoughtful. There, in dogs, we typically see body language that is loose, wiggly, fluid, perhaps curvy, relaxed. We see that they can, if you scatter treats on the ground, process the smell efficiently. They can find them easily. If you give them a known cue, they can respond efficiently because it's processing easily. You'll see curiosity and problem solving take place here. This is where we want to be the majority of the time. All right, now let's say we're moving up to low yellow. In low yellow, the amount of stress the learner is experiencing is no longer productive. It is interfering with the ability to process information thoughtfully, to learn effectively, but the learner is coping. And it's important to know that this can be any feeling. So this can be excitement, it can be frustration, it can be nervousness. Here you're going to notice the learner trying to cope with that stress, trying to come down. This is where we see avoidance, yawning, lip licking, and displacement behaviors, which are the dog's attempt to calm themselves, to displace that arousal. Sometimes very helpful displacement behaviors like sniffing, licking, chewing, drinking water, putting a toy in their mouth. Sometimes less helpful displacement behaviors that are actually going to ramp them up more, like jumping, running, spinning, pacing. When we move into high yellow orange, we're now seeing physiological responses to stress. So what I forgot to mention is that as we move up the stress scale. In green, 100% efficiency from the prefrontal cortex, 0% from the limbic system. Those are made up numbers, but follow me here for the visual. In the low yellow, 80% prefrontal cortex, 20% limbic system. In orange, 20% prefrontal cortex, 80% limbic system. The body is gearing up for a survival response. You're going to see panting from an elevated heart rate, dilated pupils, excessive shedding or dander, sweaty paws. This is where we might see stiffening, hard staring, growling. And then red zone, fight, flight, freeze, fidget. I'm running out of time. So nervous system dysregulation usually involves anxiety disorders, chronic stress, or trauma. They all look pretty similar. So you might have a dog who is baselining in a yellow zone, or who very quickly goes from green to red without a lot of middle, when their environment does not actually contain that level of threat. It's a mismatch.